Hi everybody, you're very welcome to our session today. I think I'm going to just jump straight in and kick it off because we have a short session today and there's a few things that I want to go through. So first of all, our Canvas session today is on Canvas for new staff. No worries at all if you're not a new staff and you're just here for a bit of a refresher. We're just kind of going to go through a general overview of Canvas and how to use it. And sure, I'll jump straight here to my next slide and just go through our session outline with you for today. So we're going to have a look at the MTU Cork TEL ecosystem. So this includes things like logging into Canvas, accessing all your modules, getting set up in your Canvas and setting up your interface and your module and everything there. We'll have a look at how to upload some files, how to add some links and how to do some assignments. So thank you very much for joining me here today. My name is Lauren Marr. I work in the Department of Technology Enhanced Learning. And I'm joined today with a couple of my colleagues on the call as well. So if you have any questions, whether you're watching on Zoom or YouTube, feel free to use the Q&A or the chat feature there. And one of my colleagues or else myself will be able to answer your questions as we go. So first thing we're going to look at is just a little bit about Canvas. So Canvas is MTU's virtual learning environment. So all staff and students have access to Canvas and they're enrolled on their relevant modules. So Canvas can be used for a variety of things. So just some of those are sharing resources, receiving assessment files, sharing those assessment files out with your students, communicating with students and a whole range of ways. You can grade and give feedback. So we'll have a look at a couple of those different things you can do within Canvas as we go through this session today. So some of the benefits of using Canvas is its ease of use. So it's quite simple. It's quite simple to use. It has a nice interface. It's clean, intuitive. It's easy to navigate around. You have the mobile ability. So we have the Canvas mobile apps. So there's an Android and an iOS app, and there's one for both staff and for students. So I have a slide on that later on, so I can just show you what that looks like for anybody who wants to download that. And through the app, you can actually do things like you can set grades, upload files, and students can use it to access their notes. So it's really handy to have the mobile app for both staff and students. And as I said, it's iOS, Android, and Android it's available in. You can also, some of the benefits are the learning analytics. So Canvas Analytics helps you to turn rich student data into meaningful insights. You also have the integrated media. So not only can you upload videos or you can link out to YouTube, you also have the option to record directly into Canvas. So whether that's audio or video messages, that can be done directly inside there. You also have the speed grader as well. So this is how you can mark assignments and provide very quick feedback. It's very convenient to use, so I'll kind of point that out later as well as we're going through. And one of the final benefits is that you have 24/7 support, so you have access to a support system whenever you need it, whether that be through the web chat, the email, or the phone. So I'll go through a little bit of that in more detail later when we're looking at the support system too. So some of the other additional features that Canvas has. So we have a lot of integrated systems for Canvas. So these are things like Zoom, so you can use those for live online lecturing. We have the anti-plagiarism detection software integrated in there as well. We have H5P, which is e-learning authoring, which is how you can develop lots of different interactive content types. You have things like the automated assessments. So this is Labster and Numbus. So if your course could do any of these, we can add those into a free. You can just hit us up at edtech@mtu.ie. And then you also have things like your digital attendance tool. So this is quickly. So you can also enable that onto your module as well. So I'll show you how to enable those later as we're going through. And as I also said, we have the Android app there as well. So just kind of show you what that looks like. So this is the Canvas Teacher app. That's the logo for it there. So you can find these on your app store, whether you're Android or whether you're iOS. You can just search for the Canvas app. And it's the same for students. They can just go in there and download that then. And you can see kind of some of the things you can do there. You can see your interface. You can communicate with students. You can modify assignment dates, or you can browse any of the assignment uploads. So just kind of give you a little bit of a visual representation of some of the additional features that are in Canvas there. So we can see if we look at this graphic, we have Canvas as in the center of our graphic here. And then leading out, we have a kind of cut into these little sections here. So for instance, if we were looking for something on content on demand, there's a variety of things that you could use here, different features you could use. So you have Canvas Pages, the units, Canvas Commons, you have things like Screencast-O-Matic, this is now called Screen Pal. You have H5P, as I said, kind of develop different types of interactive content. If we wanted to look at something such as the classroom management and tracking, you can use the scheduler, the calendar, the analytics. You can look at the people part inside of Canvas. So I'll have a look at these in a little bit more detail once I go into the demonstration. You can also use digital badges or micro credentials or the quickly attendance tool. So there's a lot of different features there that you can have a look at depending on which section you want to focus on at that moment. So just something that's good to know, and it's something that we get some requests in around this time this semester, is if you have any enrollment queries. So all of our enrollments are for Canvas are taken directly from MyBan, formerly called Banner. So this is the Web for Faculty team that look after this. So if you're looking in your Canvas module and you're not able to see if you're looking in your Canvas dashboard, you're not able to see one of your modules, you can go into your all modules and check if it's there. I'll point that out later when we're having a look at the demo. And if you're kind of sure that it's not showing up in your Canvas account, you can just send an email off to webforfacultycork@mtu.ie and they'll be able to assist in getting you enrolled in your relevant module. So this was something I want to show you as well for any new staff. So it's how to actually log into Canvas. So if you're a returning staff member, this has changed very slightly from last year. So basically to access Canvas, you have this link here. So it's cit.instructure.com. And what I like to do personally is I like to just save this link into my bookmarks. So you can see at the top here, I have some bookmarks and I have here my Canvas dashboard link. So if I open a new tab and click on my Canvas dashboard, I just need to press that one button and it'll start booting up Canvas for me there. So once you're inside the link there, I was already signed in. So that was why it just automatically opened my dashboard. But had I not been signed in, what I want to do is log in by entering my MTU staff number. So this will be my MS number at mtu.ie. So it'll look something like this one here. And I want to enter my password then as well. Once I've entered those two, I'll get a prompt to verify my identity using the multi-factor authentication. So this could be a text or a call or even an Outlook. So what I mean by that is mine personally sends me a number to my Outlook app on my mobile phone and just asks me to input that number into my computer. And that's just authenticating me. And again, same thing is done by a text or a call. It'll give you a code and ask you to input that code just to verify your identity. And once you've done that, then you'll be inside of Canvas. So I'm just going to shoot over here to Canvas and we'll open it up and I'll give you a look at what it looks like on the inside. So we can see here, this kind of looks like there's a lot looking at me straight away, but basically what I'm looking at here is that we've sent out an announcement. So most people should have something like this when they come in, unless you've already seen it, you might have already X'd out of it. But basically, this is just an announcement that was sent out by the Department of TEL, just to remind all staff that their modules are ready, the rollover has happened, and they can now access their modules for the academic semester for 23 and 24. We also just have a little bit of information in there about Canvas, a little bit of information about Zoom, and just kind of reminding people to update it and things like that. And then just some supports there as well. So once I've read through that announcement and I'm happy, I can click out of that and then it's gone. And like that, I can go back in and view it at another time if I want to. So this is generally the interface that you see when you log into Canvas. So what I'm presented with first are all my modules that I'm enrolled on. So you should see something similar. You might have more, you might have less. So we have all the published modules here at the top. And then if I scroll down, I have any unpublished modules here at the bottom as well. So you just want to make sure that you're publishing your modules once you're ready for students to access them and once you want people to be able to interact with them there. So I'll show you how to publish those very shortly. First, I just kind of want to go through it. Is this global navigation here? So that's this black menu on the side. So you can see here, we have a couple of options. So we have our dashboard, which will just bring us back to here. We have this option here for modules. So as I was saying earlier, if you're looking here and you don't see the module that you're enrolled in, it's not coming up in the unpublished or published modules, you can open up this module window here and we can see a list here. And we also have this all modules button here. So if I click on this, I get this list and it gives me a list of all the modules that I'm enrolled on. So you can see yourself there, there's a lot more there than what was showing up in my main dashboard. And that's because I have starred a certain amount of them there that I use regularly, or I know I'm going to be using regularly. And anything that's starred will be the ones that will show up in the main dashboard like this here. So then some things then just to kind of note while you're in here, which are all modules, you can see if you're enrolled as a teacher or student or whatever that may be, and you can see if it's published as well. So just very important to make sure that your module is published if that's what you wanted to do. Sorry, Sarah, I'll come back to your question now in 2 seconds. Let's move over there. Perfect, Sarah. So if you have been registered on your MyBan, so it generally takes about 24 hours for the MyBan to roll over into Canvas. So this is done by an automatic script. So once you're registered on MyBan, you should give it about 24 hours. If you're still not seeing your module, then you can contact us at edtech.mtu.ie and we can try manually enroll you in those. But generally, once you're registered with the Web for Faculty, it should take 24 hours and you should automatically see it popping up here on your Canvas dashboard. So I'm just going to continue here. So I'm going to just move on down. So another thing I just wanted to show you is the calendar here. So once this loads up here, we can see that we just have a calendar function available here. I have these calendars for all of the different modules I'm enrolled in, and this basically is any assignments I have. If I start clicking on these, if any of these have assignments, so you can see here, that's some of the assignments. I have none really set up there for the moment, so apologies about that. But the assignments would be showing up here, something like this, and it would just kind of give you a good overview of when things are due, anything that has to be submitted, or if I was having one-to-one sessions with one of my students, that would also be populated in here once I've set that up as well. And then I just want to point out here in the other calendars section, so that the events that you can see here are coming from that one. So if I toggle that one off, you can see they disappear. So this is just one that we have set up here at the Department of TEL. So this would be on everybody's. You just might need to just toggle it on by clicking on that little checkbox there. And this basically just gives you an overview of what week and what semester we're in and any kind of key dates that you might need. So that's kind of handy to keep turned on as well. And then we'd recommend having all your module ones turned on as well, so you can keep track of any of the different assignments or meetings or anything that you might have there as well. You also have the Canvas inbox here as well. So just a nice little messaging system that you can use. It's pretty simple to use. You can compose a new message and you can select if you want to send a message out to a certain module or an individual, and you can just write them a message, and you can use it as like an instant messaging service or like an email messaging service between yourself and your students. And then the last thing I just want to show you on this global navigation here on the side is the help menu here. So if I click on this, you can see we populate this with kind of some files that are relevant to the time of the semester. But then most importantly, what I want to point out here is that you can actually, this is where you would get in touch with the 24/7 support. So you have a couple of different options to do this. You have your web chat here. So you can have one for faculty, and the students also have one as well. So if you open up that web chat, it typically takes 5 minutes or less for an agent to get onto you. It's the quickest way to get hold of an agent, and as I said, it's 24/7 support, and you can basically just have a chat with a live person and they'll give you any assistance or anything that's Canvas related. You also have the option then to contact them by telephone, so there's the phone number there, and then you also have the option to submit a ticket, so this would be like an email, so you can do that there as well. And then you also have options there about asking the community and other things there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump over into an actual module, and I'll show you how to set that up and the different kind of features that you have in there. So first of all, I'm going to open up an empty module just to show you guys what that looks like. So this is just a module that I've just created for myself, just kind of give you an overview of what yours would look like when you first come in. So I'm coming in here, I can see it's empty. I don't have any units, I don't have any files in here. I can see that this is not published at the moment. It's set to unpublished. If I want to publish a module, I just got to click on this button here. So if I click on that there, you can see for publishing your unit, we need to make some units. That's no problem. So let's go in and make some units. So to create a new unit, I can click on this button here, or I can use my navigation here inside the module. So it's like our inside menu, and I can click on the units section, and this will bring me to the units page as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to set up a new unit by pressing this button here. And basically the way I like to describe it is your unit is kind of like your folder that you're going to contain all of your different content in. So for instance, I might call this one week 1. And I want to add that unit. And again, I could have another one there, and I could call this one week 2. So we can see here that I have this kind of folder here. I can open and close it, but there's actually nothing inside of it. So I've basically just made my unit, which is like your container, and then we add our content in there. So to add our content inside of our unit, we want to go to this little plus icon here. And now we have the options of the different types of features that we can add in. So whether we want to add an assignment, a quiz, we can upload a file, we can create a page, a discussion, a text header, we can add URL in there, or we can use an external tool. So what for the moment I think I'll add in is a page. And then I want to click on create new page. If I had already created my page and I wanted to pop one there that I already have made, I could just click on that and add item. And I can see now that I have my page in here is ready to go. And so for the moment, let's go in and we'll set up a new page. So I'll call this one my week 1 introduction. And we want to add that item in there. So I've basically just added my item in here. It's a page, but I know it's blank because I've not added any content to it yet. So let's open this up by clicking on it. And we can see that we're brought in here. So this is going to be our page. We have no content there, so let's edit it. And so what we're brought to now is our rich content editor inside of our page. So this is a very common thing to see as you're working through Canvas. So whether you're creating an assignment, a discussion, an announcement, or pages, you're always given this content editor. So this kind of works just like Word. So you could just say like, hello, this is the first day. Here are some files to read. And something like that. And again, so you can change your font size there. You can change whether you want it to be a paragraph or a heading. You can use kind of stuff that you'd normally see in Word, like bold, italics, underline. You can highlight the color, change the color of the font. And then some of the handy things to do is you can actually link these out as well. So if I say here are some files to read and I highlight this, when I go to the link, I have 2 options here. So I can add an external link. So this would be something like a URL. So this could be like a web page or an article that I found that I think would be good for them to read. Or I can include a module link. So if I click on a module link there, I get this side menu here. So the options I can add is I can add a page from one that I've already created. I can add an assignment. So if I said, here's the assignment, I could link it to that assignment. If I said, here's the quiz, I can do that and so on and so forth. So what I'll do is I'll go to my unit. So here are some files to read, and let's just link that to week 2 for now. So once I've done that, I can save it out and I can see now I have this information. Here are some files to read. If they click on this link, they'll be brought to that week 2 section there, and they'll see that information that we've added in there. So that's just a nice way of kind of pointing students to different types of content that you want them to be able to read. Or as I said, if you want them to have an assignment, you could say, here's the assignment brief. You could link to that assignment PDF brief. So you could even upload something in there as well. And you could just let them have the links there. So it's just a nice, easy way to keep everything really neat. So another thing that I just want to show you then, I'll bring you into a populated module now in a second to kind of show you a bit more of that. But what I want to show you here is just in regards to the side menu here. So we can see that we have a lot of things on our side menu. And I can see here that I also have a couple of things that have an eye with a line through it beside them. So if I hover over that, it says not visible to students, there's no content. So that's fine. And then for sometimes we have that where there is content, but that's because we have it switched off for students. So how do we do that? We want to pop into our settings here down the very bottom. And we want to go into this navigation section here. So we can see anything in this top list is what's going to be visible to students. And as you can see there, assignments is in that top list, but because I don't have any assignments actually created, it's not going to be visible to students because there's no point showing it to them if there's no content in there. But just for instance, if I wanted to take out the chat feature, I don't need that in there. I'm not going to use new analytics or item banks. I can start pulling some of these out and I can rearrange them. So I like to kind of keep my units up at the top here. Unless of course we're using your units as a home page, which we can do. We have a lot of videos on that and a lot of help docs on things like that and how to organize your module. So you can reach out to us if you want a little bit more information on that because we're just doing a little bit of a crash course today. So again, yeah, there's a lot of things. What I like to do or what I recommend people do is this files section. Just take that out so that students can't see the files. And what I do then is if I have files that I want them to see, I want to go to my units and I would add it here. So I can add this file. And then so that could be any of the ones I've already uploaded, or I can choose a new file to upload there. So if I go here and go onto my desktop, I can upload a file, add that in there. And now I have a file here. And it just means that students won't be able to go in and see my files that I have. So in the instance that I upload all of my files all at once to get myself ready for the start of the semester, it just means that they won't be able to see them until I want them to be able to, basically. So just kind of touch back a little bit more on the publishing. So what we've done now is we've created our units and our content for week 1 and 2. So I have 2 units. I have a little bit of content in each one. I can see here now that this one has a green tick, meaning that I've published this. However, if I go into our student view, so this button will just let us act as a student and see what they see. I can see that I can't see any of my units. So why is this happening? So I'm going to leave this student view again. So this is happening because even though I have published the file, I haven't published the unit or I haven't published the folder. So if I click on this, I get these options. So I can publish the unit and all the items. I can publish the unit only, or I can unpublish both. So let's publish the unit and all items. So now we have these ticked. I'm going to do the same for up here. I can publish this. And if this was the case that I maybe wanted to have the unit published and this first one published, but I didn't want to have that one published, I can just click that. I can click the little green circle again, and now it's set to unpublished. So if I jump back into my student view, I can now see my folders for week 1 and 2, and I can see those 1 files in each because the other one was set to unpublished there. So the student view is a really nice way to be able to kind of put your student glasses on and see what they see. And then obviously you get your pink banner at the bottom there. So you know you're looking in that student view, and then you can leave that student view as well once you're ready with that. So I said that, and then so we have the whole module as well. So we like to think this in kind of 3 tiers. So your first tier is whether your module is published. The second tier is whether the unit or the folder is published. And then the third one is whether that content is published as well. So I'm just going to go here and set this module to published. And I can see now I didn't get that message like before telling me I had no content, because now I've added my content and my module now is ready to go. So I'm just going to jump over here really quickly and just kind of give you a look at what one that's populated would look like. So you can see the different things that we can add in here. We have a link added here that sources out to a YouTube video. We have slides added here. So again, to kind of add any of these, we would just add our little plus icon. We go in and we pick which one it is that we want to add in. So you can see here that the ones with the little link beside it are ones that are links. Anything here with the little paperclip is an attachment. So these are things like a PDF or a video like an MP4. So they're added by just going in and adding in either a file or a URL. And then we have actually our content, which is our pages, which looks like the little pages there. So you can very quickly see the different types of content that I have created there. So if we pop into what you can see here is our recent announcements. So if I go over to our announcements section, we can see I have some older ones that were created there. And I can go up here and just create a new announcement. So basically, this is going to be an announcement to everybody in the class. So we could say something like, class this week is on Zoom. And so you can say something like, hi all, class this week is on Zoom at 2 p.m. Something like that. Please read this file before the class. And then we could link this again. Either your external link. If I click on that, I just have to put in my URL, or I could pop in the module link there, and we could put in a page there. So we want them to read that. And so what we can do is there, we can post it to either all the sections. If you have your module broken up into 2 sections. So if you have like 2 different classes, you could break them up that way. We have help documents that can help you on that, help you to do that as well. Or we can send it to all sections. We also have the option to include an attachment. So this could be handy if it's something like a brief or something for an assignment. Then you also have some additional options here, such as delay posts and allow others to comment, enable a podcast feed, and allow a liking. So once we're done with that, then we can publish this. And we can see now this is what our announcement looks like, and that'll be sent out to everybody there. And we can see now it's showing right here at the very top because it's our most recent announcement. So very quickly, I know we're just coming up on time there. I'm just going to give you a quick look at some of the assignments and some of the settings that's in there. So I'm conscious of information overload as well. So we have a whole variety of YouTube videos and tutorials and stuff on our department page that you can have a look at. We also have a lot of help documents as well. So I'll run through those very quickly before we finish, so you know where to get all that additional support. But just kind of give you a quick overview. If you wanted to make an assignment, the same as kind of any of these things, you want to go into that area in your menu. You want to find your button to add a new one. I'm going to click on that. And as I kind of said earlier, you're presented again with the rich content editor. So everything is it's a lot repetitive. So once you spend a bit of time getting used to the layout of everything in Canvas, you'll pick it up very quickly. So this would be our assignment. So say we call this assignment 1 essay. And so this is where you upload. You could add information here, such as, word count 1,000 or something, So you can give them a little bit more information or instructions there. We have our points. So we could set this up to say 100 points, or you could change that to 100%. And we'll have then the submission type. So this is an important one. So do we want this submission to be a no submission, online, on paper, or using an external tool? So an external tool will be something like our plagiarism detection software. So you can use that there, and you can actually make that go through our plagiarism detection and get a percentage score. For the moment, we'll have a look at doing an online one. So once we have it selected to online, we can choose whether it's going to be a text entry, whether they have to upload a URL, a media recording, some student annotation, or a file upload. So let's do a file upload. Then obviously we're given a little bit more here. We can restrict how many upload types they are. So whether I want this to just be PDFs, I'm happy with any kind of upload for the moment. We have our submission attempts here. So whether that's going to be unlimited or limited. If I limit that, I can put that to 2 or 3 attempts or something. Because I'd click the external tool now, I'm given the option for that plagiarism review, whether it's going to be a group assignment or whether it's going to be peer reviewed. And then we have the option to assign this. So I can either assign that to one of my sections, or I can assign that to everyone. And then I just want to give it a due date as well, and when this is going to be available from and available to. So basically, when can the students access it, and when is it actually due? So when is the due date? So once you're happy with all of those, you can just press save. And then your assignment is ready there for submission. So again, I'm going to publish this. pop into my student view, and this is what the students will see then. They have this option when they go in, they can see anything I've said to them here in the instructions, and they can click on start that assignment and they can upload their file there. So that's just a very quick overview on how to use your assignments as well. So I'm going to pop back here and we'll just have a very quick look at the supports. So for Canvas, as I said, we have a whole range of supports inside of Canvas by the Canvas people that look after us. So we have our web chat for faculty and students. You can submit that ticket, which is like an email, or you can contact them on phone. So those are all 24/7 support. As I said, I kind of would recommend using the web chat as it's the fastest way to get in contact with them and get your question or your query sorted out. And then we also have a variety of TEL supports. So this can be, you can email us at edtech@mtu.ie if you have some questions. We would say your first point of call is to reach out to the Canvas support team. And if it's something that they can't help you with or something, or if it's something that's not related to Canvas, so if you have a Zoom query or a query with H5P or anything like that, you can hit us up there in email and we'll get back to you then as soon as possible. We also have our Canvas Learn course. So I'd recommend that everybody have a look at this. It should already be inside your Canvas dashboard because everyone is already automatically enrolled. So this is basically a course we've put together that can teach you everything you need to know about using Canvas. So getting started, managing your content, setting up quizzes, using those third-party tools. So there's a whole load of things there that you can have a look at, feedback and grading. So I would definitely recommend take a little bit of time, go through these and just have a click through, and by the time you finish the end of this course, I guarantee you'll know a lot more there about how to use Canvas. We also have our own department website then as well. So in here, you can find any of our upcoming training. You can find some staff resources. So it's a nice place to have a look to get some support. Another really, really helpful one that I recommend everybody kind of keep to hand. It's another one here that I do keep up with my bookmarks. I have the staff and student one there. So these are all of our different guides. So this is basically a database that we have filled with a whole load of guides on a different array of areas. So we have Zoom, Canvas, we have like checking in with your learners, remote teaching, H5P, and inside of there we have it'll be a help document that'll talk you through a tutorial on how to do a lot of different things. So these come in handy, and especially for things like how do I log into Canvas or how do I create an assignment. You can just go in here and it'll tell you step by step what you need to do. And then the last one then is our department YouTube channel there. So if you have a look on our YouTube channel, you see all of our past recordings and training sessions. So it's a lot of helpful stuff in there for whatever you might need. Well, that is everything that I wanted to go through with you guys today. I've just gone a couple of minutes over there, but if we have any questions, feel free to pop them into the Q&A, or if you're watching on YouTube, pop them into the chat section there. Or as I said, if you're watching this at a later date, or if there's something that comes up that you need help with, you can just always email us at edtech@mtu.ie. So thanks very much for coming. I'll leave this on just for a moment or two in case there's any questions that come in, but otherwise, thanks so much for your attention and I'll talk to you guys soon. That's perfect. Thanks a mil, guys, for coming. And yeah, it doesn't look like we have any questions there. So the last thing I just want to say is that we also have a session today at 2:15 p.m. and that's going to be an introduction to Zoom. So I hope to see everybody there again today. Thanks very much.